All right, so check this out. Young Dolph murder trial is in the books.
Dolph, they're my big cousin, my role model. Without dude, tell the truth, I'd be stuck in the bottle trying to get her to take some.
I know they ain't think it was over with.
Well, the two rappers at the heart of this story, Young Dolph and Yo Gotti, have apparently had bad blood for some time before today's confrontation. Bulletproof. On this day, Young Dolph is actually hit by gunfire. Police say he was staying at the Lowe's Hotel in Hollywood and got into a confrontation with a group of 3 men outside.
That group of 3 men and Young Dolph were in an argument, which escalated to become a fist fight. Young Dolph was knocked to the ground. When he was on the ground, one of those 3 men pulled out a handgun and fired several rounds at Young Dolph, striking him.
After being shot, Young Dolph headed inside here, the Shoe Palace, and you can see a trail of his blood left behind. Blood is splattered all over the floor of the entrance. Police are called once employees spot him inside here.
He starts to leap into the shoe palace and he starts crawling in there and he was dripping blood. You can see the trail of blood just leaking down from him. And I was just very terrified.
This surveillance video shows someone running from the scene. Someone abandoned this Cadillac Escalade and took off on foot. Tonight, officers detained at least 2 persons of interest for questioning, while Young Dolph fights for his life.
The victim had received multiple gunshot wounds and he is in critical condition at this time.
Within the last hour, the LAPD told us that Young Dolph has begun to stabilize after surgery.
Yeah. I know they ain't think it was over with.
Quick, I always been wanting to do this anyway. So let's see, can we retrace Dolph movements? But before I do this, we can talk about it as we're going through this. I got a question. Why on this day when they drew blood from Young Dolph at this hotel was Dolph by himself that day? All by himself. No his brother Marcus like at the cookie shop. No Jay Fizzle. Nobody. Why was Dolph in LA mobbing around by himself? Now that's not far-fetched from when he's at home in the city. But that's just a question I'm curious to see if anybody can read between the lines and answer that. Why do y'all think on this day, in this location, Los Angeles, that Dolph was walking by himself? Now we all see what was going on, right? We all see what's going on with what they got going on in LA with the big U or big Debo situation. That y'all think Dolph had to check in? But we'll get to that later. That's just a question. Or was it something bigger than any of that? Now, like I said, this is what they got on the news as where Dolph ran into this shoe palace right here. Shoe palace right here. So let's go back and make sure we on the right track. This is the Lowe's. Every time you try to do something, every single time you try to do something, it always be some change. Now where the hell are we at? I might well go inside and get a reservation then. Where I got it at? Man, is they gonna take that down? Yeah, I just wanted to see this up close, but of course, it's always something. Now, how you gonna get back up out of here? Alright, go anyway. What are you doing over there? That boy there, he don't care. He's like, look, I'm homeless. It's Trump's fault. Oh, you know, somebody got some money. Pray for your brother. Alright, so we directly in front where we need to be. Alright, there's the shoe palace right there. Now, I'm assuming Dolph probably came out this front door. Because don't forget that Big Head CMG and the boys was staying at this hotel too. Right? That's like the first time they been in the same place. Seemed like somebody was dropping Dolph's location. Now here's the shoe paddles where he ran into after he got shot. He could have came out in one of these doors or was just possibly already walking around down here. It looks like a pretty ain't nowhere safe. We see what happened to FBG Duck. We just seen what happened to Say So P and old boy out of Houston, Sauce Walker at the West End. That hit you anywhere. But this is what Dolph ran into the shoe palace. Now, Super CMG, Vato, in the gold Escalade, took the Escalade. First of all, they were seen running down this sidewalk after they hit Dolph. Now, it was 3 guys, Vato being one of them. They arrested him, if y'all don't remember. There was 3 guys that caught Dolph somewhere right here, and Dolph ran into the shoe palace, according to the witness on the scene. We seen one guy running down this sidewalk right here, right past here, according to the cameras across the street. Now they took the gold SUV. The guy was seen running from here down this sidewalk. I assume he ran to the gas station right here, because this is where they found the gold Cadillac Escalade at this gas station. They are seriously not. There you go. Dang. Different remote control. At this gas station right here is where they found the gold SUV parked. Right back there. Right back there. That's where the gold SUV was backed into. Right there, like they knew something. Right? Like they knew something. And so that's what I wanted to do, show that right quick. Now let's break it down. Damn, these controls. Weird. True. September 27, 2017, a man was arrested Wednesday after rapper Young Dolph was shot and critically wounded outside a landmark Hollywood hotel, and detectives are investigating whether he was targeted as part of a hip-hop rivalry. The 32-year-old rapper from Memphis, Tennessee, whose real name is Adolph Thornton Jr., was confronted by 3 men outside the Lowe's Hollywood Hotel Tuesday afternoon. A fight broke out, and after Dolph fell to the ground, one of the men pulled out a gun and shot him, leaving him critically injured, police said. Super CMG, Vato the OG, Corey McClendon, 43, got his right hand goon hitter, was detained near the scene and then arrested on suspicion of attempted murder, said the officer. Police were still looking for at least 2 other suspects. Dolph was targeted because of who he is and some kind of beef that's ongoing, Police Chief Charlie Beck told the news. I think this was something he brought with him from across the United States. Think. Yo Gotti, another Memphis rapper, has a long-running feud with Dolph. His name hasn't surfaced in connection with the Tuesday shooting, though he and McClendon, y'all check this out, he and McClendon were implicated in a prior shooting. He and McClendon were implicated in a prior shooting. Dolph has said the feud started in 2014 after Gotti tried to get him to sign a record deal. Since then, the two have taken jabs at each other in albums and on social media. Gotti, whose real name is Mario Mims, and McClendon were arrested on aggravated ride charges in 2010 after 5 men were shot in a parking lot of a Memphis nightclub. They talking about a club called Level 2 in the city where another rapper some of you may know, OG Boo Dirty, got shot in the buttocks. Like Forrest Gump said, he got OG Boo Dirty from the infamous Young Mob. Got shot in the buttocks. And who shot him in the buttocks at Level 2 that night? You guessed it, Corey McClendon, aka Super CMG, aka Fato the OG. He's the one that shot. So he's got his right hand man. And something like his surrogate father. Old school, OG. So that's a little history on that shooting right there. And that's not the only shooting that his number one hitter been involved in. But we'll let the folks take care of that as this federal trial come out. Now, sheriff officials said at the time, they talking about this Level 2 incident, that Gotti had been involved in an argument with another rapper. That's what I was telling you about, OG Boo Dirty, before the shooting. The charges were later dropped for a lack of witnesses, prosecutors said. This is the second shooting this year involving Dolph. He escaped injury in February after his SUV was hit with a barrage of bullets in North Carolina. Y'all heard the song 100 Shots. So that's that. Let me see what else. So we pretty much got all that. So we pretty much know they arrested. Well, let me put his picture on the board. True, hold on for a minute. All right, this is the face of the man, Super CMG, that's responsible for those shootings at Level 2 with OG Boo Dirty, and most likely responsible for the shooting that drew blood from Young Dolph at the hotel. Now, back to the question that I have. Why was Dolph all alone at the Lowe's Hotel that day by himself? If anybody have any comments, drop them in the comment section. Now let's move on for a second to take a look at Young Dolph's son, Trey, and how he's holding up, missing his pops, trying to be strong for his mother and his little sister. Shout out to Trey. You could tell he already got that look in his eye, and that is Dolph's son. So we got we still riding for Dolph. We still riding for his son, his children, and his legacy. So long live the Flipper man. Now let's break something that's down going on with Cornelius and what's about to come up. Because Govan is panicking. Let's switch gears for a minute. True.
Accused of killing Memphis rapper Young Dolph. Prosecutors say Hernandez Govan was the mastermind in the killing back in November of 2021. ABC 24's Scott Mattis is here now with details as lawyers on both sides prepare to make their case to a jury. Good evening, Scott.
Well, good evening to you, Richard. Today was the last day, like you said, that Govan and his defense team had to accept that plea deal from prosecutors, and that's why a trial date has now been set. Now, the prosecution, well, they say Govan was the one who recruited the shooters to kill young Dolph, while the defense says otherwise.
Everybody who is involved are responsible for this murder, and we're going to make sure that everybody who is involved gets justice.
Friday morning inside a Shelby County court, Hernandez Govan pled not guilty for what the county says was his role in the 2021 murder of young Dolph.
We nonetheless are confident that we're going to be able to prove every element of the offenses that we've charged. We'll be able to prove our case beyond a reasonable doubt. And, whether we resolve this case through a plea or a trial, we're ready to seek justice in this case.
Prosecutors say that Govan was the one to introduce the alleged shooters Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith to Big Juke, who the prosecution said put a $100,000 hit out on young Dolph.
The charges are at trial. There's a conspiracy count that for him carries up to 40 years. There is the murder count that carries life in prison.
We're pleading not guilty in this case, and we'll get to trial on July 28th.
But Manny Aurora, Govan's attorney, says his client is not guilty of the murder or the conspiracy charges, and he is not the mastermind of young Dolph's murder.
There's all been rumors about he's this or he's that, and I think hopefully we can put all that stuff to bed.
And while the trial is nearly 7 months away, prosecutors say they have taken proactive actions to make sure that Govan is monitored before the trial. And the defense says they will not seek a jury from a different part of the state.
He's under supervision by an agency that supervises him. He has restrictions on where he can go, when he can be there. It's something that we constantly monitor.
I trust the folks in Memphis. We'll have a good jury selection, and we'll make sure we get the best, most independent, impartial jurors that we can.
All right, now you might remember Govan did not testify in the trial against Justin Johnson, who of course was found guilty in young Dolph's murder. Now Johnson was ultimately sentenced to life in prison plus an additional 35 years.
Now Cornelius is doing a whole hell of a lot of talking. I'm talking about some real hellified talking, singing like a canary. Well, that's a good thing, and for this situation. Now, some of y'all asked, what could he be talking about? What Cornelius know? What would he know? I told y'all, just if they got you, and if you that big of a, the way you told the story, and they relocate most of your family out the Orange Mound and take you to a secret location from inside jail, man, that's federal resources, y'all. That's proof that the feds coming, and the feds don't show they hand, right? Meaning that the state and the feds two different things. See, the feds don't go about no he say she say conspiracies. They do not even activate until they do until they put the pieces to the puzzle. But one thing they don't do, they don't come arrest you unless they got their evidence on you. Now let me break it down again. Say like you get into it with your girl, and it's a yelling, and she try to grab you like, don't leave, I know you gonna see the bride. Take your car key, throw them out the window, start swinging on you, you push her off you, right? And then you storm out the door, find your keys, or get your extra set, because you probably do that all the time, and skate out, right? She called 911 and tell them, because if you, boy, you just violated her. So here you gotta go. Here's what the state do. She called 911 and say, he put his hands on me and then just left. Police come over there, hear all the lies she told, and she ain't got no bruises because you didn't do it. She just wants your ass not to go over the premium house, which you weren't even going in the first place. But the state will issue a warrant for you, and now you gotta go to jail and fight that case just to get it dismissed, right? message to anybody that know that situation, because they need to fix that. Fix that, because that shit pisses me off. But yeah, the feds don't do things like that. When they come arrest you, they got you. So Cornelius is telling a lot of things. Now, one of the things that I know he connecting is with Trayon Ingram over there with $1 million bond for the shooting of those two ladies in Covington, where the white Mercedes first appeared, where we seen it at, because it's been in Atlanta and everything. But you know, they already said, Paul Hagman already told us that they known for switching cars for doing different kind of crimes. But Cornelius knows about the gang. See, when they got Teezy out the way, Teezy was the part of the how you say that in mafioso term, what John Gotti's crew was before he came to boss. Yeah, that's like Big Juke and Teezy, right? So when they got Teezy out the way, they already knew, because don't forget the feds. They have to. Some of these folks like Gotti, don't think they ain't been questioned. Don't think Juke ain't been questioned. I already told you Teezy was questioned, but Juke and Teezy gone. They ain't got to question Govan, because they got his cameras off his house. They done been on to him, because we'll get to this a little bit later, how deep in the game he is with them with that underground element, and how that's coming to an end, because the cartels don't trust nobody that's snitching. And maybe that's why all of his information is so secretive, because he'll tell on anybody, the big dogs from the street, just to get out of his situation. Now they forced him to trial because they caught him not being honest. And when you make a profit agreement, once again, if they catch you in any kind of information you withheld, they don't want to hear, the deal is out the table. Now you going to trial. We're gonna take Cornelius, make sure he's safe, because we know you got a little pool inside the jails. And we know one thing about 201 Poplar Shelby County Jail is that yeah, you can be unaligned up in there, and if they really want to cover it up, they'll just make it look like an accident. And if they really want to cover it up, they'll have somebody make your bond, and then as soon as you step outside, you out of there. So yeah, that's how deep that is. So I'm looking forward, and y'all should be looking forward, that the federal trial is coming, but they gotta have the elements. They gotta have the elements, in which in this case they got all the elements and some. First of all, state lines, the info hire, once you put that money on somebody's head, the conspiracy, the gang, and the fact that it stretches over state lines makes it a multinational RICO. Maybe it's all of this is stemming from the same thing, because even in the Mo 3 situation, this guy over here, Devin Brown, soon as he got released back to the States and finished his federal time, here come they picking up yellow bees. We'll break that down in the next video. I know I'm all over everywhere covering a lot of things at one time, but I'm doing the best that I can. But there's a lot of things that's important, so I ain't forgot about nothing. Tyree Nichols, we on that. Team doing research. I ain't forgot about the Honeycomb Brazy series. Definitely ain't forgot about Young Dolph, as you can see. And we definitely keep an eye on Mo 3, because that's how I started. So y'all just turn your notification bell, hit it, and make sure you put it on all. And some of y'all turn it off and turn it back on, then put it on all. And that way, that should fix the glitch, because a lot of people don't get their notifications. So we're going to end this video right here. Let that marinate for a minute. And I'm just going back to back on this subject right now. And I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute. Y'all stay safe, stay true, and always stay blessed. Please like, share, subscribe, and always support if you wish to donate to the channel. Cash App be $TRURESULTS number 2. If you wish not to, it's okay too. Just thank y'all for tuning in. I do it for y'all. One love, true. I'm a